Or imagine being able to be magically whisked away to Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes, today's episode is going to be about crossing the Delaware, and I have an interesting proposal and something I'm going to try for the very first time. I'm going to do this live, or basically I haven't unboxed this yet. So in this package, I have purchased some brand new rolls of crossing the Delaware quarters. And you might ask yourself, Shy, why are you doing that? Dude, it's 2021. It's not even that old. Why the heck would you buy rolls of quarters? For what reason? Like, dude, it's worth $10. You know, a roll of quarters, $10. Well, the quest is to basically find, now I have plenty of graded examples, but basically to find Mint State 68 or possible Mint State 67 quarters, or even Mint State 66 quarters. I don't really think those would be worth sending in, but a Mint State 67 would be worth sending in because they typically go for around $60-$70, and a Mint State 68 could be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Is super, super rare and super hard to find. So as dumb as that sounds, I know a lot of guys, concentrate on higher grades for the proof stuff, but really with proofs, there's either a 70 or a 69, and occasionally a 68, but it's pretty boring. There's not a lot of variety, and there's not a huge price difference, although some of them there's pretty huge price differences. But like for proof quarters, a 69, a 70, yeah, it's a little bit more. But if you find a Mint State 68 quarter that's very popular, like the crossing the Delaware, and that's probably the only thing that's exciting about Delaware. I don't think I have any subscribers from Delaware, but I've never been there, so there's nothing to say about it. My only thing about Delaware is from the movie Wayne's World. I don't know why it sticks in my memory. Probably because I was a teenager when that came out. So anyways, so the question is, will I find, I guess the question is, if you've thought of this yourself before, it's like, A, why do guys hang on to rolls from the bank? B, why do people buy rolls from guys that sell them on eBay for double the price? And then C, does it make sense for you as a buyer to do this yourself? I would say yes, if you really, really like a series. So I really, really like the Crossing Delaware quarter. It's one of my favorite designs, and it reminds me of the old quarters I used to throw in arcades as a kid. And I guess if I find, I'm just curious, are these rolls going to be, are they going to be decent? So here's the package. This just came yesterday, and we are in polar vortex style here in Illinois, along with much of the United States. Today, guys, it's -9 degrees outside, so perfect day to do a video. So anyways, it's the 11th when this shipped out. Today is the 14th. It's Sunday. So we're gonna unbox this. We're gonna move all this to the side here. And now that I have my examples here too. I have a 65, I have a 64. I've never really done a real close finite comparison. So I don't know, 64 is trash, 65 is not good. But it's funny, I've sold plenty of 64s because people want all different Mint States of the series for their collection. So, but I would be upset if I sent in quarters and I got back a Mint State 64 because dude, your quarter is basically worth the grading fee. So anyways, let's get this package open. Hopefully everyone's staying warm. And all right, there's how it comes. So here's the packaging. They do a nice job. They throw a receipt. And I got this from a kind of a local coin shop. They're a few hours, there's about an hour and a half away. So it is kind of lazy to not go over there and pick it up. But I don't know. I don't think I would drive for a $20 item unless I had other business to attend to in the area. I know gas is getting a little less for you guys, but it ain't that cheap yet. And time is money, as they say, right? Okay, so this seller always does a nice job. It's a seasoned coin shop. I've gotten rolls in horrible shipping fashion. They just ship in a regular envelope. And one time the roll of nickels just exploded. And the post office literally sent me like, hey, here's your package. It was basically ripped open and there was nothing left. It was just literally an empty envelope. And I told the seller, I'm like, dude, you can't just like ship rolls in envelopes like that. Now, locally it should be okay, but I probably, like this is actually a heavy duty bubble mailer, but I probably personally wouldn't ship it in like a cheaper one because they always explode, like they're heavy. Okay, so let's take a closer look here. So here we have a 21D, and it's a 21D on both sides. And I think this looks bankroll. This is really, really, really tight. I know it's hard for you guys to see on camera, but they're both like super tight. So first I'm going to unwrap this one. And we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, right, of what goes through a grader's mind. So this is a Mint State 67. I'm going to get a little pointer here to help some of you newer folks. So you're basically looking for like inclusion. So here's a little thing here, a little thing here. There's actually a little bit of scratch. This hair on here is gross. And then you want to look at the rim, the overall strike, and then take a look at the reverse, which in this case, they always put it as the obverse or front of the coin. So there's a little thing here. So overall, this is basically considered as close to perfect as possible. But again, a next grade up, a Mint State 68, this would probably be like a $350 slab. As it stands, it's probably... I'm asking $100. I think I reduced to like 80, but I've sold quite a few of these. And again, it's a first day issue. Sometimes that makes a difference to people. But this is what we're looking for or hoping for in this roll. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be an ender. See the big dent there. And see the big dent in the neck there. So we're looking for like any really distracting marks on the quarters. So I'm going to unwrap this. And worst case, and I've tried this already before, right? So I've done this like off camera, but I've actually done, when you get your pocket change, I've set aside all my crossing the Delawares, and I basically like came to the conclusion like, okay, unless I want to just have a nice B-roll later to collect, it's kind of silly. So finding it in pocket change is going to be really tough unless literally the teller is doing this. Or not the teller, but the cashier is literally like has a roll. They bang it against the side of the cash register, and then they're handing you the coin. So I don't know how fresh these are, if they were actually rolled. But I've had good success from this seller before as far as selling authentic rolls. That's the other thing, too, is like when you're buying any type of roll, you want to make sure you're not getting scammed. So you actually want to look at, does the seller do this a lot? Like, do they have a lot of rolls for sale? So, for example, I've actually bought a roll of 1976 BU quarters from this seller, and then I got it for like $20, and I like sold it for like 80 because they just, I don't know, maybe they made a mistake. So you guys are probably laughing. You're like, dude, it's just a quarter. Like, you're handling like it's something special. But again, we're looking for something special. And here we go. This is not a pure roll of crossing the Delaware. There's a different one in here. It's snuck in here. That's not it. What is that? 2008. Is that supposed to be in there? So you think you're getting a full roll of crossing the Delaware, but that also means like this is a legit roll. Like this came from the U.S. Mint, and then it's not Loomis. All right, that one's pretty good. So, this one's really good. But then it's got some scrapes on the neck, so we'll put that up there. But worst case scenario, like I can just spend this money, right? So what is it costing me? So it's really the premium that you're paying on a roll, plus the seller shipped it to me. Guys, I got this for $20. So basically each quarter I'm looking at is basically 50 cents that it's costing me to do this. But I think it's cool. So again, we're trying to find a mint state 67 or better. See, that's got an inclusion in the field there. And this also will train you when you're looking at other types of coins. It'll kind of like train your eye. Now I'm doing this through the lens of my cell phone here, my camera. I mean, you could get a scope and stuff. Like that's got a scrape on it. Oh, I guess we should check for errors too, right? The little die chip above his head. That would be cool to find one of those. I've only seen like examples of those online. I guess there's one where it's like the top of Washington's head has some like scrapage going on up there. So it looks like a grenade went off on the top of his head. And these are not all Delawares either. Denver's. So this one's a Denver. See the big scrape on the top there? Let's see. I think it'd be cool to find an error here live. That one's pretty decent, but then it's got a scrape right there in the cheek. So see how hard it is to find like a mint state 67? And then the question is too, it's like, well, who is the person that just sent in and got mint state 64? Like, did you not even like look at what you're sending in? Like, I would definitely pay attention. Like if you're going to spend 15, 18 bucks on a quarter to send in to get professionally graded, why would you send in something that is questionable? Especially modern. You know what I mean? Like, why would you send something in that has inclusions on the face or in the fields? So these are all pretty, they're nice. I mean, they're super B. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you saw this in your pocket cheese, you're like, wow, that's a super, super sharp looking quarter. But when we're going for perfection, we got to look for perfection. And yep, here's another just basic quarter. 1999 there. Which I'm cool with. Like, I would rather there be random quarters in there, even though it's like, that sucks. I don't, so far there's 3 opportunities that I'm missing. But that just tells you, like, that is a legit actual roll. Like, this one's eye-catching. I know it's got the inclusion in the field there and there. Let's look at the reverse. But this is an eye-catching quarter. So eye appeal is definitely one of the main things here to look for. This one has some weirdness up there. See, it's got the scrape by the mouth. Does it have the die chip? Nope. So what do you guys think? Is this something you would do? And I guess you'd have to invest in. So like I'm thinking like these quarters here are not. Yeah, that one's really worn. Wouldn't it be funny if I found silver in here? Like the seller's like, dude, I don't know, I sent you silver. But again, this is like, it's a legit roll, right? There's a Denver on each side, so pretty cool. But at least this helps you guys too to see like what you would actually get. This one's pretty good. It's got a little scrape there in the neck though. Nope, not good enough. Not struck nice enough. But again, like, is this something you like? I wouldn't recommend you do this just blindly without actually having like real life examples. So like this one looks good, but then there's like little dots. So that's from, I guess, the cleaning process at the mint. Yeah, there's some, look, there's like either that's a cleaning mark there or just like a dye issue or a finishing issue. Yeah, there's like little dots there. So this one's dirty. Ooh, this one's real clear. Oh, but then there's a scrape above the 2. See how annoying this is? It's like I'm trying to find like the perfect example. Yeah, there's a scrape by his eye too. That sucks. But now you know like why a mint state 67 is like 80 bucks on up and a mint state 68 is like 300 and plus, because if you look at the population count, they're super, super hard to find. And yeah, there are some times too where like someone will get a really high grade on something and I don't think it's truly a high grade. Like the grader was just like half asleep at the time, or they just gave it to the person sending, or the company that sent in all the grades, because they sent in like, $100,000 order of grading. So you're going to get some perfect examples. But then when you actually look at the coins, there's nothing perfect about them. This looks good, but then there's a scrape down by the neck. But I would say that's probably the best one so far. We'll put that up there. But again, this is a great exercise to train your eye. Because everyone thinks like, oh man, this coin's such a great, beautiful example. And then like you look at something that's way nicer, and then you like think you're stupid. You're like, man, I thought it was awesome. Or like you think it's an error, and then like your head starts spinning and you think you got something super rare, and all it is, it's like just someone messed with your coin, or it's not like a real error at all. See, you would think that's like, oh, that's an error, right? There's chips above his head, but no, that's just a rim hit from another quarter hitting it. Here's an old one. What's this? A little 1998 action. So yeah, there's 5 actual real life. Or is it 4 or 5? I think so far we've hit 4 dead examples, like not crossing the Delaware quarters. Yeah, these have like these little weird dots there. Oh, and then sometimes too, like the mint mark makes a difference, and really it comes down to population. So for whatever reason, the Denver mint, so the ones with the D's here, there's not as many nice ones. And it's so crazy too. Like if you look at the population or the mintage of these, and again, this is smack dab right in the middle of, shutdown time, right? So it's kind of interesting that the mint came out with this beautiful design, which I think they like design ahead of time. Like they have meetings like, hey, well, we're going to release this year, we're going to release next year, we're going to release the year before or year after, not the year before. So it's like we had a shortage of change during that period of time. The mint was cranking these things out because they made millions of them, but you got to find those special ones that are super, super hard to find. And what's also interesting too is when these get graded, they typically, like, no one else will send them in, they get graded because it's like stupid. Or you won't find like even one like this, like it's got some inclusions, but you won't find like this in your pocket change anymore, unless literally the clerk had like these rolls sitting in the back and they even had them, which happens sometimes, in the manager's office or the back office, they forgot to take the change out. So this whole roll was definitely unsuccessful. The nicest one is this one right here, and it's got the chip, or not the chip, but the ding in the field, the scrape down there. But Washington's face is very nice. Oh, there's a little scrapage above his eye. I would never send this in to get graded. The reverse is really decent, but then there's scrapes. Where's my pointer? There's scrapes here. Not scrapes, but just like marks. Okay, and then here's what you want to look for. Okay, those little marks there, I guess, are part of the design. My bad. But see, he's got a hit on his waist there. And then this Mint State 67 has no hit. Plus, there's like definitely a sheen. I mean, it's both got the sheen, but see how it's like kind of dirty? See that dirt? And then the rim or the edge of the coin is dirty. And again, here's the Mint State 67. I guess it does have like a little ding. Not a ding, but a rim hit. But, let's look at them side by side. There's no way, even though this is probably the nicest quarter out of the roll, there's no way this would come back a Mint State 67. So if I were to send this in, I'd be completely wasting my time. Now, it is a nice example. It's great. Will these be worth a lot later on? Yeah, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. Every quarter. Like, look at a 1976 that's or Mint State 68. They sell for like $2,000. There's even like some random, like, okay, pick a like 1980 dime Mint State 68. There might be like 4 of them or 3 of them, and it's worth like $3,000. It's crazy. So don't sleep on modern stuff. But so far, that was very fun to look at those. I will set this one aside in a flip. I know, guys. Dude, why are you putting a quarter in a flip? But I'm going to put this in a flip. Just because I think it's a really, really nice example. And it is roll fresh. Oh, the other thing, too, is as a reseller, you could resell these as well. So there are resellers that will sell nice BU examples. Obviously, if it's perfect looking, you would be sending it to get graded. But you can basically take a picture. Let's say I took a picture of this coin here and here. And then I could say quantity, what do I have here? 35 or whatever. And just say BU roll fresh of a nice example. Because maybe someone wants to keep that in a collection, and then you don't make a ton of money. Maybe you could sell it for like $2.50 with free shipping, and shipping costs you 67 cents. So you're at least getting your money back, but that's a lot of work to take individual pictures of every single quarter. So I could basically do that as well. So I could sell these that I got for 50 cents. And again, I don't pay tax in my state, but I could sell these for $1.50 profit after shipping and all that. But it's kind of aggravating, but I could do that. So I basically could lot all these up. And again, I'd probably exclude stuff like that, because like if you paid $1.75 and I sent you this, you'd be like, negative feedback, dude. Why are you sending me garbage? So that's what I'll do. I'll pick out the nicest ones out of these and we'll do this. So I'm going to do a part 2, because I want to do a live video of this. So we're going to do part 2 on the next video, and then I'll sell that. That's what I'll do. See how I'm thinking live here. So I'm going to sell these examples on eBay. I think I can get $2.50 with free shipping. Someone will buy them. But I'll exclude like ugly ones. I'll just throw those as pocket change. So I'll get my money back on the roll, but then we'll do part 2 and we'll call this roll 2. So then I'll put in the description on eBay that I've actually done a live YouTube video of unrolling the roll on our quest and search for Mint State 67. All right, guys, I appreciate it. As always, please like, share, comment in the description. Let me know what you think about this. Is this something that you've always wanted to do and we're interested in it? I just figured it's an affordable way to coin collect or coin roll hunting without losing your shirt or buying like those Morgan dollar rolls that are like thousands of dollars, and it's some old guy packed them away and scammed you by putting like a CC on the end, a super rare, gorgeous looking ender, and the rest inside are just like $45 coins, and you spent literally like $100 a coin because you thought they're all BCCs, super rare coins. That's not the case here. So appreciate it as always. Please like, share, subscribe, and let's do part 2.